Welcome back. When it comes to venture capital next year, our guest says it's all up in the cloud. Joining us now with his 2020 vision, Elliott Robinson from Bessemer Venture Partners. A very good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
But before getting on to the specific subsectors like the cloud, if the last decade or perhaps the latter part of this decade in venture capital investing has been all about growing the top line, what will it be about in terms of those financial metrics for the next decade? Still the same, or is that as a metric cooled off in terms of preference for investors?
Sure. I think, going ahead, there's going to be a renewed interest and focus on capital efficiency. About 2 months ago, Bessemer's growth team published some really interesting research on a metric we call the cash conversion score. This metric directly correlates a company's capital efficiency to the internal rate of return that it delivers to its investor base and its shareholder group. So, where in the past venture capital and our portfolio companies were totally focused on top-line growth, what we've seen in the most recent IPO class of 2019 is that the companies that have really performed well have really good underpinning metrics when it comes to capital efficiency and an ability to have a pathway to cash flow profitability. So I think going forward, metrics like cash conversion score are really going to influence the way that I think about new venture capital investments and even later stage investors think about those software startups going forward.
When you're looking at other investments, what about things like corporate governance? Obviously, WeWork was really in the crosshairs and focus of that this year, but so too have other companies been recently when it comes to how the CEOs are shaping a culture at a really hot company with meteoric growth.
Yeah, sure. This is a really personal topic for me. My Twitter handle is actually @TheValuesVC. And I think we're going to see, a comeback to value-based management, corporate governance, a renewed focus there, and really thinking about how do we, implement culture to build companies for the long term, not just, going back to your first comment, how do we just build a culture that drives short-term growth, but really thinks about, developing cultures for enduring companies over the next decade.